Good evening and welcome to this quick session. This is a session that will help you learn how to generate a contour map. A contour map is a very critical tool that you use in your site plan. It helps you get an idea of how the site plan looks like. So we are going to go through this process and learn how to generate it in the context of your site plan. Now, the things that you're supposed to have prepared beforehand before you do this task. The first one is having a survey map. You must have a survey map that clearly shows the dimensions and the northings and eastings of your site. So that one you must have. And number two, you must have the coordinates of your site. In my context, these are the coordinates of the site. So what you need to do is to copy those coordinates, and then you'll open a website. Contour map creator. With the contour map creator, you key in the contours or you paste them. If you search, it will take you to where your site is. In my context, there it is. And if I zoom in and zoom out, you can see there's a strong correlation between this. Let me just compare the two and this. And if we are able to look at them side by side, you'll see that the shape of our site is consistent with the shape of the survey map. So that confirms to me that we are in a consistent place. So with that, we are done with this for now. Now, I need to create the contours for this. How do I create the contours? I create the contours by establishing the extent that I want. Now, since this one you want to limit it to the site plan only, I'll select the extent that is limited to the site plan. In my case, maybe from a point there to a point here. So you do that by clicking, and you'll have that red button. And also if I click here, I'll get that one, okay? So that gives me a chance of generating the contours for that area. So what you do, you get data. So it will give you all the information of the northwest corner and the southeast corner. So the other option will be out now. By default, it will generate the 7 levels, okay? So by now we have the 7 levels of our contours, but for us, we'll want something beyond that. You might want to use a contour interval. So if you are sure about your contours, let's say you want a contour interval of 1 meter, you click and you redraw. As you can see, these ones might not be so helpful. So I might want to lower it to 0.5. Let's see if we redraw what happens. You can see what happens, just doubling of those. So let me work with 0.2. Now that one, this now starts to make a bit of sense, okay? Now strive to have at least 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Strive to have at least 10 contour lines running through your site, okay? So in our case, we have that. I will lose nothing if I go to 0.1, but let's put it and see what happens. Just becomes many, okay? Okay, so those ones are around 20. So in my case, allow me to use 10, so at 0.2. So now that one gives you the contour lines of your site. What you'll notice is that they are color coded. If you look at the color codes, the blue means they are lower. So this part is lower than this part. So that is information that you have to have at the back of your mind. And again, remember that you have set your own contour interval. So in my case, I've set at 0.2. So what I need to do now is to save. Now, what you usually do is that we save it in a format that's compatible with Google Earth. So you download the KML file. So if you download the KML file, it will automatically open in Google Earth, especially if you've been using Google Earth. If you've not been using, it will download and it will ask you what to use. So as you can see, in my case, it has brought me here. But since I've used it previously, allow me to hide all the other overlays so that we have our contour lines embedded, okay? You can see that there's no difference between what we have here and what we have had on the website, okay? Only things that some of the information is not available. Now, like in our case, it will be a temporary file. So what you need to do is to save it. So we'll call it our site, studio site. Kindly notice that by default, we are saving it as a KMZ for now, okay? Now, I want us to concentrate on our site here. This is the extent of our site. We already have known that this is the lowest part, is the highest part. We also know that the contour interval is 0.2. So what I want us to do at this level is to PDF it, okay? So my interest is this portion here. Those are the 5 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners of my site. So I'll just want to PDF it. And as I'm PDFing it, should be able to get that way, okay? So view, set, compose, that, okay? So I have it that way. Always ensure that it's perpendicular, okay? Now with that, I just need now to print, okay? So what do I do? We just go File, Print. As you can see, it will pick up more than what you need, okay? So if you want to write a description of the map, if whatever you want to show, those ones you can confirm. For me, I want it in an A4 for now, in landscape, in portrait, sorry. So I want an A4 portrait. So I can even push my site into Edge. That's my interest. That's what I want to print, okay? And then I can print, especially if you know the printer that you're using, but we can save as a PDF. Okay. So in our case, we'll save it as a PDF and we'll call it site contour map. If I say save, it's being printed. I will want, once we have saved, I will want us to open it and see what we get. So in our case, go to our site. Here it is, site contour map. Let's open and see what we are getting. We are getting our site, and you can see the contour lines. As thin as they are, you can see them. So my task for you will be to print this in an A4, and then you pass through the contour lines. with a pen that is legible. Ensure that you come with this to class, because this one will be critical in the task that you are going to do with regards to site contour documentation and site contour modeling. Thank you, and have a good evening.